Good afternoon, class. So for today, we are going to discuss about the Unclaimed Balances Law, Act number 3936, as amended by Presidential Decree number 679. So I am recording this video because I'm not able to meet you today. And so also to give you a little bit of a convenience, because this topic is just short. And I hope that you will pay attention, class, because at the end of this video, I will give a question, an assignment for you to answer, and you are going to submit that on our LMS. So pay attention, okay? So Unclaimed Balances Law. So as I said, itong Act number 3936, ito, it was approved on November 29, 1932. So ito yung original na law. But take note of this, class, di ba, 1932 pa yan. So it was even before the Philippine Commonwealth. Philippine Commonwealth kung saan naging presidency Manuel Quezon. That was 1935. And this act, it's in 1932. So during this time, we are still under the insular government of the United States of America. But meron na tayong legislation, meron na tayong legislative body during this time. Kaya meron na din tong Act 3936. And class, do not be confused because there is another Republic Act 3936. It's not related to the Unclaimed Balances Law. So there is Act 3936 and another Republic Act 3936. You might see it in the internet if you search this act. So it was amended by Marcos on Presidential Decree number 679, April 2, 1975. So class, whenever a law may presidential decree or executive order, and it comes from the president. So there are actually only two presidents who are allowed who were able to make these laws. One is si Marcos under the martial law, and another one is si Cory Aquino, yung executive order yun yung sa kanya during the Freedom Constitution. Yun, class. So just a little bit of intro. So in this topic, we are going to discuss what is the purpose of the Unclaimed Balances Law, what is the meaning of unclaimed balance, what are the responsibilities of banks, buildings, and loan associations and trust corporations. Tapos we're going to touch as well the escheat proceedings. So class, what is the purpose of the Unclaimed Balances Law? So this is it is to provide a procedure on how unclaimed balances or deposits, or these are dormant accounts in the banks, are to be handled in the Philippines. So dormant accounts meaning there was no transaction, whether deposit or withdrawal. And then we are going to look at it a lot more later. So what is the meaning of unclaimed balances? So it's provided in PB 679, diba? Unclaimed balances are credits or deposits of money, bullion, security, or other evidence of indebtedness of any kind and interest thereon with banks, buildings, and loan associations and trust corporations as herein defined in favor of any person. Ito, kaya ginawa kong yellow yan eh. Known to be dead or who has not made further deposits or withdrawals during the preceding 10 years or more. So it's either you are known to be dead or you have not made any further deposits or withdrawals during the preceding 10 years or more. So take note of that, class. Yeah. Such unclaimed balances, together with the increase and proceeds thereof, shall be deposited with the Treasurer of the Philippines to the credit of the government and to the credit of the government of the Republic of the Philippines to be used as the National Assembly may direct. Section 1. So, ito tayo. So class, we're just going to reiterate about the buildings, the banks, building and loan associations, and trust corporations. So institutions defined under Section 2, 39, and 56 respectively of Republic Act number 337, otherwise known as the General Banking Act, as amended, whether organized under special charters or not. So let's go to the definition of the banks, building loan associations dun sa General Banking Act. Ay, post it ito. Kinopia ko yung uh, General Banking Act and I posted it here. So, kita nyo dyan. The terms banking, institution, and bank, I highlighted it there, as used in this act are synonymous and interchangeable and specifically include banks, banking institutions, commercial banks, savings banks, mortgage banks, trust companies, building loan associations, branches and agencies in the Philippines or foreign banks, hereinafter called Philippine branches, and all other corporations, companies, partnership, and associations performing banking functions in the Philippines. So, it's a bit self-explanatory, di ba? Just have to read through this, yung mga inclusive dyan. So, ngayon na. So, let's answer the question. What are the responsibilities of banks, building and loan associations, and trust corporations with this dormant accounts? So, okay, bakit wala ba itong internet? So, number 1, ito, notice should be given to the depositors before the filing of the sworn statement. So, actually class, kung titignan nyo dun sa batas, sa PD 679, naka-open, na PD 679, hindi ko na-open. Okay, let's see the So, dito sa PD 679 class, sa section 2, ito, meron kasing nire-require na sworn statement. So, di ba may mga dormant accounts. So, yung mga banks, yung mga loan institutions, may responsibility sila to forward to the Treasurer of the Philippines a sworn statement. Yan, containing this one. Pero nakalagay pa dito, before sila mag-send ng sworn statement sa Treasury, ay kailangan nilang meron dito sa third paragraph, ito, immediately before filing the above sworn statement, the bank, building, and loan association and trust corporation shall communicate with the person in whose favor the unclaimed balances stands at his last known place of residence or post office address. So, medyo hindi ko lang na-gets, no? Bakit kaya nauna pa sinabi yung sworn statement kaysa dito sa notice. But essentially, class, mas importante, first, ito yung unang responsibility ng bank. So, before you file a sworn statement, kailangan nabigyan mo muna ng notice yung depositors or the persons who have whose favor the unclaimed balances stands at his last known place of residence or post office address, or kung sino yung magbe-benefit dun sa unclaimed balance na yun. So, di ba? So, yan yung first dapat na gawin. Medyo hindi ko lang na-gets bakit nandun pa siya sa third paragraph. Anyway, but yun yung first na responsibility ng bank. Notice should be given to the depositors before the filing of the sworn statement. Yan. Immediately before filing the above sworn statement, sabi dun sa section 2, the bank, building and loan association, and trust corporation shall communicate with the person in whose favor the unclaimed balance stands at his last known place of residence or post address. So, kailangan niyang i-inform muna that person. So, ngayon, accordingly, before filing a sworn statement, basahin ko lang dito, banks and other similar institutions are under obligation to communicate with all owners of dormant accounts. The purpose of this initial notice is for a bank to determine whether an inactive account has indeed been unclaimed, abandoned, forgotten, or left without an owner. If the depositor simply does not wish to touch the funds in the meantime but still asserts ownership and dominion over the dormant account, then the bank is no longer obligated to include the account in its sworn statement. This is a self-explanatory class, so you just have to read this, diba? Kasi, so yun, basta ang importante dyan, may notice ka muna na ibigay sa depositor or the persons na magbe-benefit dun sa deposit. So, number 2, class responsibility of the bank is they should forward to the Treasurer of the Philippines. Yeah. Treasurer of the Philippines class is under the Bureau of Treasury class. So, a statement under oath of the respecting manager officers of all credits and deposits held by them. Yan. So, statement under oath, ito na yung sworn statement na sinasabi. Class, this statement is a statement of facts. So, later on, we will discuss what facts are to be included. So, and deposits held by them in favor of persons known to be dead or who have not made further deposits or withdrawals during the preceding 10 years. Ito na yung sinasabi natin kanina. Yun. Person known to be dead, or the person who has not made further deposits or withdrawals for 10 years, diba? Or more. So, arrange in alphabetical order according to the names of creditors and deposits. Yan. And then, ito, the names, letter A, and last known place of residence or post office address of the person in whose favor such unclaimed balances stand, the amount and the date of the outstanding unclaimed balance, and whether the same is in money or in security, and if the latter, the nature of the same. So, class, take note, the amount and the date. So, remember, class, in our discussion last meeting about the Bank Secrecy Act. So, class, the Unclaimed Balances Act is one of the exceptions that we have mentioned before. One of the exceptions wherein the bank secrecy exceptions that you can look into the details of the depositors in the bank. So, isa siya sa exceptions sa bank secrecy law. Pero dito, nakalagay dito, di ba? Kasi kailangan tignan kailangan makita kung magkano. Kung magkano, kung saan yung, kung anong dates, di ba? At yun, yung ng outstanding unclaimed balances. So, di ba, kailangan natin tignan yung details sa bank. Kaya exception siya sa bank secrecy law. So, yan. And then letter C, the date when the person in whose favor the unclaimed balance stands died, if known, or the date when he made his last deposit or withdrawal. Diba? Kasi dalawang klase nga yun. Yung isa is yung known siya na dead, and the second type is yung he has not made any withdrawals or deposits for the past 10 years and or more. Wala. And letter D, the interest due on such unclaimed balance, if any, and the amount thereof. Ayun. So, a copy of the above sworn statement shall be posted in a conspicuous place in the premises of the bank. Class, when we say conspicuous, this is a place that are talagang makikita mo, yung very obvious siya, very visible. So, yun, conspicuous place in the premises of the bank, building and loan association or trust corporation concerned for at least 60 days from the date of filing thereof. So may 60 days dyan ah. At least yan. So it could be more than 60 days. Provided that immediately before filing the above sworn statement, the bank, building, and loan association and trust corporation shall communicate with the person in whose favor the unclaimed balance stands. So, na-mention na natin ito kanina, diba? Before filing the above sworn statement. So, class, yun na nga. So, it shall be the duty of the Treasurer of the Philippines, yun na, to inform the Solicitor General from time to time the existence of unclaimed balances held by banks, building, and loan associations and trust corporations. So, class, di ba nga may treasurer na? So, kailangan niyang inform ang Solicitor General. So, class, just to explain to you what the meaning of Solicitor General, this Solicitor General is the representative of the government. So, parang siya yung tinatawag na legal defender of the government. So pag sa mga cases, ang Solicitor General, siya ang magre-represent sa state or sa Philippines or government yung class. So kaya dito kasi 'di ba dito sa Unclaimed Balances Act, the deposits talaga ang goal dito is para mailipat sa government. Mailipat sa government fund yung mga abandoned, yung mga dormant accounts, gano'n. So kaya ang Treasurer of the Philippines ini-inform yung Solicitor General kasi nga si Solicitor General siya yung nagre-represent sa republic, sa government. Ganon. Okay? So you understand. Anyway. So yan, so Treasurer the Treasurer informs the Solgen, yun. So ngayon, let's go to the escheat proceedings, class. So, class, what is escheat proceedings? This is actually a special proceeding. It's also a proceeding in rem. Yeah. Makikita niyo siya sa rules of court. I just put it there. It's in Rule 91. So, but you don't really have to read all this. Just to give you a background, if you want to know more about escheats, so it's found there. And so, what is an escheat proceeding? Yeah. So, class, it refers to the judicial process in which the state, by virtue of its sovereignty, steps in and claims abandoned, left vacant, or unclaimed property without there being an interested person having a legal claim thereto. So, class, this is just, for example, you have a property, class, and you do not have any legal heirs, or you do not have, wala kang legal heirs and wala ka ding creditors, walang person that will claim the property. So class, the government, by virtue of its sovereignty, diba, steps in and claims that abandoned, left vacant property because you do not have any legal heirs. No one is claiming. So, might as well, diba, it will go to the government. Yun yung essence ng escheat proceeding. Okay? So, this is also included here kasi nga yung mga abandoned, yung mga bank accounts that are dormant, 'di ba? They will go to the government. Yun kasi yung pinaka-essence ng Unclaimed Balances Act. So, it involves escheat proceedings, 'di ba? Yan. So, class, in summary, so yung mga pinagsasabi ko kanina, yan, the procedures in summary here. So, number 1, di ba? Notice to the depositor. So, syempre, kailangan mong bigyan ng notice muna yung depositor. Di ba? Kung may unclaimed balances siya, yan, or may, yung, if it's known to be dead or has not made any withdrawals or deposits during the proceeding for 10 years or more. So, but before that, you have to give notice to the depositor. Number 2, the bank will submit a sworn statement report to the Treasurer of the Philippines. So, di ba nakalagay naman doon yung sa discussion natin kanina, balikan nyo na lang yung mga details that are included in the sworn statement report. Number 3, so the Solgen, or this is a Solicitor General, will initiate the proper escheat proceedings. So, number 4, so copy of the complaint and summons to be served upon the bank president, cashier, managing officer. And number 5, ito pala hindi ko pala na-discuss to kanina pero additional na to sa procedures, di ba? After trial and it is determined that these deposits are unclaimed, the court shall render judgment declaring such balances as sheeted in favor of the government. So, dahil nga wala namang nag-claim, di ba, ng deposits na yun, the court will declare these balances may escheat na yan, so mapupunta na siya sa government funds. Number 6, di ba? Such unclaimed balances together with the increase and proceeds thereof shall be deposited with the Treasurer of the Philippines to the credit of the government of the Republic of the Philippines to be used as Congress may direct. Yun na siya. So, deposit na siya sa Treasurer ng Philippines, di ba? To the credit of the government, the Republic of the Philippines to be used as Congress may direct. So, class, may nakalagay po dito sa section 4, basahin nyo na lang din. And sa section 5 ng PD 679, so just in case na, halimbawa, if the president, cashier, or managing officer of the bank, building loan association, or trust corporation neglects or refuses to make and file the sworn statement required by this action, such bank, building loan association, or trust corporation shall pay to the government the sum of 500 pesos a month for each month or fraction thereof during which such default or such basahin mo lang. Tapos ito, section 5, basahin nyo na lang din ito, class. It's self-explanatory. So, class, so I told you that you have an assignment. So, you are going to answer this question. So, before filing a sworn statement, banks and other similar institutions are under obligation to communicate with owners of dormant accounts. What is the purpose of this? So, you have to answer this on your LMS, Canvas. So, that's it, class. Diba? Maiksi lang itong discussion na to ng unclaimed balances. Diba? So, thank you so much for listening. So, I hope that you have learned something. Please like this video if you've learned something, and subscribe to my channel for more updates. So thank you so much, and God bless everyone.